Hello everyone, I'm Brianna.
I'm Genesis.
I'm Desiree.
And you're tuning into Outfacing Us Podcast.
And today's topic is growth and discomfort. I feel like growth is the most, it's the hardest thing to do, but it's the most rewarding thing to experience. Because once you finally get to that other side and you look back and you're like you look back at everything you experienced and everything you've learned, you're just like, wow, I made
it.
I made it.
Finally.
What? Like, even it's so crazy because even when you look at old pictures of yourself or like when you've truly become a different version of yourself,
you're like, who's that?
Look at ugly. You're like, who is that?
Who's that over there in the chair? Because it ain't me.
Growing feels like running a marathon that there's a destination, you just don't know when you're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what makes it really hard because every day you're waking up and you're like, I know I'm doing this for a reason. I know I'm doing this for a reason, but am I ever gonna get to that point? Like, whatever that point may be.
Yeah. And it's so hard to keep motivation because it's such, especially when you're completely growing and completely healing yourself, it's like, okay, but when is that going to happen? Because it's not a week or 2 week, or it's not a 2 months or 4 months kind of process. It's different for everybody, but it takes a while to finally get to your true self. So it's kind of discouraging when like you keep going on and going on, you never really think that you're going, but trust me, every little step counts.
Exactly. And it's those times when you feel most uncomfortable that you're really like it's those times when you're like, whoa, I've never experienced this before, I've never felt this before, that you're really like just elevating. And it's honestly, it's an amazing feeling when you can step back and be like, whoa, whoa, like I've never felt that before, I've never realized that, I've never known that about myself. And that's the rewarding part. Even if you don't reach that destinations, those little milestones that you like experience, like those little like reminders that you are elevating are great. And I feel like that's what keeps me going. When I there's nothing better than feeling better than you were the following day. Like when I could wake up and say I am better than I was yesterday, I'm happy. With that, I'm content because it's like I'm not staying in that same level. I know that even the smallest things are still helping me get to where I want to be. So,
and the thing about that is that what people most don't realize is that growing never stops. Like you're never going to reach this certain place and be like, okay, so now I'm perfect and I don't need anything else, or I don't need to grow or learn anymore, because you always do. You're never going to be in a point in time where you're going to be perfect and your life's perfect, but you can get to the best of your ability and your capability. Yep. So I think that's the beautiful thing about growing, because no one, like your version of perfect might not be my version. Everybody grows at their own pace and everybody gets to different destinations at different times.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. And I think it's really cool that as like cousins, we're able to like not only see each other, but I feel like most times we meet each other. Like especially
over
with Desiree,
and over again.
Especially with Desiree being the leader of the pack, because I gotta throw you out there, bae. You are the leader of this pack. It's really like cool to like see you progress, because you're always, at least for me, I don't know about you, Brianna, but for me, she's always putting me on to different things. Like a lot of what I've learned, I've had to give it to Desiree. And Desiree, you could vouch on me for this. Every single time you come to me with something new, I second guess it at first.
Yeah.
Why do I second guess it at first?
Everybody does. Every time I tell somebody something, they're like,
why do I second? But and it's so funny because now I do it a lot less. Now I do it a lot less, and it's because I realized that unsure feeling, that unsettling feeling is exactly what I need to light a fire up my butt.
No, yeah. that you need to really literally feel uncomfortable to get to where you want to be. Like,
no, literally.
Hence growth and discomfort.
no, you
No, actually.
it feels so ill, and it feels like why, and it feels like, should I even wake up in the morning? Should I even keep going?
Bro, what? Do I even like want to do it do I even want to do it anymore? Do I even want to do it anymore? That's probably one of the main questions that go through my head when I'm feeling uneasy and unsure about something, is do I even want to do it anymore?
And am I even going the right way?
Way.
Ooh, I feel that way too often. Especially when you're trying to navigate stuff by yourself. You're like, damn, what way do I go?
Yeah.
What way do I go? And should I listen to other people's opinion? Should I follow my heart?
Yes.
Should I do this? Should I do that? It's so much things goes into growing, and a big part of it, I feel like the biggest part of it is really that uncomfortable feeling of like, get me out of here.
Oh yes. I don't want to do it anymore. Bro, the trauma and the trigger just comes rushing right when you're about to elevate from
right when you're about to.
Those traumas and those triggers just come
pop out.
full force.
Especially when you're trying to change your mindset on something.
Yeah. Comes full force. And I feel like that, for me, I complain about it a lot. But when I finally sit back and assess the whole situation, I'm like, oh yeah, I needed that. Thank you. Somebody will say something to me that'll like make me feel uneasy, and I'll be like, I needed you to say those exact words. I needed you to say those exact words. Whether they're good or bad, it really just depends on the circumstances. But a lot of times, like, people around me will say stuff, and I'm like, I needed you to say that. You don't even know I needed you to say that, but I needed you to say that to know that I A, am never going to speak to you again, or B, I need you in my life, or
when you sorry.
You can go.
I was gonna say, and when you meet strangers and they just say something, you're like, why did you say that?
Time.
Everything and everyone contributes to your growing. Everything and everyone. It's the slightest thing that's just like, wait, you helped me do this, which also helped me do that, which is why I am the person I am today. Yes. Like the smallest things. It could be someone opening the door for you. It could be someone saying this one word that has stuck in your mind. It's just everything that you take into your mind is going to help you grow. Everything.
Me and Genesis have a story to tell.
We do. I'm going to say my take on it, and then Desiree say your take, because they're obviously going to be two different things. Mm-hmm. So me and Desiree get in this Uber, and mind you, Desiree's been in this like mindset, this like, I don't want to say spiritual, because it's so much more than spiritual. I'm going to say self-development. She's been in this self-development, self-healing process for way longer than I have. So stuff like this that we're about to explain happens to her very often. But to me, it was one of my first experiences with it. And when I tell you that it was so good and so rewarding that after, I could not remember anything. Like, that's how I know I was really into the conversation we had with this woman, because after, I could not tell you what happened. It's like everything went black around me, and I was just sitting in the car talking to Desiree and this woman. But whatever, let me stop ranting and tell you the story. So we get into this Uber. We're in New York, obviously, and we get into this Uber. We're on our way to Times Square, on our way to our hotel. And me and not going to say any names, but me and Desiree are talking about two specific people around the areas of love, and we're talking about it, and we're like not ranting to each other, but like basically going back and forth, talking about our person, but to each other, and we're just bouncing off each other like we usually do, just throwing all these ideas out in the air or whatever. And I don't know what it is that we said that sparked our driver to like just open up to us completely, but Desiree said something, or I said something, and she just opened up to us, like opened up. And we're not gonna put her business out on the podcast, but in shorter terms, in a like making the short story short, she opened up to us, and I needed that conversation so bad.
I did too.
So bad.
That was so good.
Because at that moment when she was talking to us, and me and Desiree being so much younger than this lady, able to like understand her, and not only understand her, but in a way give her advice.
Give her advice, yeah.
Me and Desiree, 17 and 19 years old, nothing to her, obviously, nothing to her. She's a very wise woman, and the fact that she is dealing with what she's dealing with and going through what she's going through, she's so freaking strong, because I cannot.
Yes.
I
And
cannot.
bro, by the end of the whole talk, like you could just tell how happy she was that she had grown.
Yes.
And like basically I feel like we were put there to basically tell her like good
Reassure
job,
her.
like
Reassure her.
you're doing good, you're doing great.
Yes, and give her like what's that word, like reassurance that she had done like a good, like that she is on the right path.
Exactly.
And
Oh, that's so crazy. And as like someone who I wasn't with them, but like listening to it, it seems like as much as you helped her, she helped you guys. And both of you guys learned from that experience.
for me, she helped me in the way that it's like, because I say all these stuff and like I know I'm on a self-development journey, but sometimes it's so hard for me to like forget. Like sometimes it's so easy for me to forget like my path. Like I know what I want. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And then one day I just don't. And then I know what I'm doing. And one day I just forget like what I want to achieve. And when she talked, like the way she was talking to us and the fact that I can relate to everything she was saying, I'm like, okay, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So the same way we were reassuring her that she was on the right path, she reassured me that I was on the right path, because sometimes I wake up and I feel like I'm crazy. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, why do I have these thoughts? Why do I think this way? And it's about to make me cry because it's true. Like sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, why do I have to be the one to think this way? Why do I have to be the one that sees things this way and that way? And the fact that I was in this car with an older person who understand exactly everything that was coming out of my mouth is like, it was insane to me. And it was like, okay, like this is.
Can I just say, I think this is the first time it actually hit you.
Yes.
Because in the car, I was crying, but Genesis wasn't crying. But
I wasn't crying.
She was in shock. She was still in shock. She was like,
I was in shock. I was in shock. And like I said, the whole room went black. Like everything I don't remember the ride up there because I just remember specifically sitting there and talking to her. Like I was there. You know, when you're somewhere and you're like, you're aware of your surroundings, but you're not really there. For the first time, I was out of my head. I live in my head constantly. I'm constantly in my head. I could be having a conversation with you and my mind is always running. But at that very moment, my mind was still and I was in that car with her, in that car talking to her, like me, like just there, present. So I don't remember what went on, but all I do know is that that was my confirmation that I am on the right path and that I'm not crazy and that this is for a better purpose and that everything that I'm experiencing is only helping me. So that's my take on it.
So for me, she made me realize that I'm on the right path. Like at the time I was thinking like, dang, like should I be doing the things I'm doing? Should I even go for the dreams I want to go for? Like I have so many people in my ear and I always have this side and that side. And I just, sometimes you don't really think that what's meant for you, what you believe you want to do is really meant for you. Until she started speaking and she started saying all these things. And then I was just like, wow, like, okay, like maybe I am right. And like, especially like relating to a lot of things she was saying, it confirmed to me how much I've grown and how much I was in the right place. Because she was talking about how she grown so much and how she's doing this and she's doing that and like how basically this person like changed her to do this and do this. And it was just Desiree, you experienced that, girl. You know you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Like especially us being so young and experiencing this now, what she's experiencing now before, it's like wow, because you're like, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I always tell you guys that because it's like obviously I'm 13, but you guys put so much like emphasis on like obviously what you're going through, like it sucks, obvious it does, but you guys are doing this at such a young age and you guys are handling it so well and you guys don't give yourself enough credit for that. Like
and
you guys
yes,
that's so amazingly.
That's something. Go ahead.
And no hate to the people who are experiencing it at a different time, because like I said earlier, everybody grows at different paces. But the fact
Exactly.
that you guys are able to already handle this and already grasp the information that the universe is tossing your way is absolutely
And that's how I
insane.
knew. That's how I knew I'm like, okay, no, I need to help people. This is what I'm meant for. I'm meant to help people, because why am I experiencing this at such a young age? And why is this lady who's way older than us telling us all these things, like if we've known more than her, when that's not even the case? Like, she's experienced more life than us, and we're like these wise people telling her, like, you're doing great, like keep going, like things get hard before they get better.
And how amazing did that feel? Like,
Oh my God, so good. Bro, for someone who like I said earlier, for someone who wakes up every day and questions every single thought she has, like I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I'm still not 100% comfortable with everything that I know. Like, does that make sense? Like, I feel like some of the things I know, I'm just like, bro, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. And that's the uncomfortable feeling that I get. Like, sometimes I see certain things certain ways, and I'm just like, but why? I don't want to be that aware. I don't want to be that
Bro,
aware.
for
I
me,
didn't ask for this.
for me, it's like, am I wrong?
Yes, I was just gonna say that.
Like,
not
am I crazy?
does
Am I
that not
crazy?
make sense?
Cut the cameras right now.
No, yeah. That's why when she came in and started speaking, and like I was like, oh, okay.
I'm good. Not
I was
crazy.
like, exactly. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Like, yes, like this is what you do it for. This is what you do it for.
Yes.
This is what you do it for. And
Yes.
I won't sit here and lie. I've never thought about a career path where I've always wanted to write. Like, I love writing. That's my thing. I've never thought about a career path where I'm helping other people, really. I've never really felt like I'm a big people, I never thought I'd be beneficial in that area. But when this lady was talking to us, opening up to us, because first of all, nobody's gonna open up to you if they don't think you're like, if they don't at least have a feeling
That you would understand.
that you're gonna understand, and that it's gonna be like that they're gonna be gratifying to, like, because I feel like after her conversation with us, she literally cried. Like, she was like, yes, she felt relieved.
She cried.
And that's how I know that the only reason she opened up to us because she was closely listening to our conversation prior to her even saying anything to us. Because like I said, we were talking, me and Desiree were having a conversation. Like, we used to, sorry, that probably made a loud sound, I'm sorry. We usually have these conversations in private, but lately we don't care. We've been having these conversations everywhere. The conversations we'd have in private, we have everywhere. Not exposing ourselves or anything, but just speaking our mind for real. Like, saying the things we want to say for real. Things that, at least me, I wouldn't say 2 months ago.
That's so good, because like you said, that there has to be a reason why we're learning all of this at such young ages. Like 13, 17, and 19. What? Like, what? And so I think definitely we're made for helping. Whether it's through different things, like how you said you want to write books, you can connect that with helping people. Like, I also enjoy writing, and I absolutely love that, among other things. And one of my biggest dreams, I told Desiree, is that I want to reach people with my writing. Like, I want to make people feel. And that is, I think, helping
It
in
is.
in
It is.
a very strong way. And I think writing is one of the best ways to express that.
And that was it was amazing. It was an amazing experience. That's something I will never forget. An Uber ride. Imagine that. An Uber that we were not even supposed to go on.
No, yeah.
Me and Desiree were not supposed to be on that Uber. Her mom was definitely supposed to take us to where we were going, but that didn't end up happening. We ended up in an Uber, which is crazy because we weren't even supposed to be there. Like, we did not wake up that day thinking we were going to be in an Uber at all. So the fact that we were on it, it just means that we were put on it for a reason. And I know she only opened up to us like that because she heard the way we were talking. And the fact that the way we were talking could be as like,
And how safe we made her feel.
I was just about to say that, like, it made her feel willing enough to open up to us the way she did. Like, that is insane. That is insane that not a lot of people have that quality within them. And until that day, I did not think I had that quality at all. You're always saying, Desiree, that like you feel like when you're around people, you make them feel safe enough to talk to you.
Mhm.
And I've only had certain conversations with a few amount of people where I've been able to do that. So the fact that I did it to someone I didn't even know, we were in that car for 5 minutes before she started talking to us like that. And that just gave me this sense of relief. Like, breathe, you're doing this for a reason. And
you know what too, like how they say, like what you feel is a reflection of your outside, and that just goes to show how comfortable like you're getting with being who you are for real.
yes. Oh, yes. Oh my God. I will literally cry. I will cry this podcast because for so long, I've never actually felt like I knew who I was. Like, even when it came to simple things like, what do I like and what do I enjoy? I've always known I liked writing.
I feel that so much. I still don't
I'm
know
literally
who
about
I
to
am.
cry. I'm literally about to cry because that is how I felt for so long. And I know I like writing. Like, I've known that that's what I like to do, but I've never felt like my writing was good enough. Ever. Nothing I've ever written I've been like, oh my God, until I finally like sat with myself. I've done all this work and I feel like now I really know myself and nobody could take that away from me. Nobody. I finally feel like I'm at a place, especially after that conversation with that lady, I feel like I'm at a place where there's not too many things that could bring me down. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's not too many things that could bring me down. And that is just an amazing feeling to be at. And I feel like a lot of people should when they feel that uncomfortable feeling, instead of like wanting to run away from it, as much as you want to run away, as much as you want to stop, I beg
Take
you.
it in.
Embrace
I beg
it.
you not to. Don't stop.
Take it
Don't
in.
stop.
Take it all in. Take it
Embrace
all
it.
in.
Revel in it.
Yes, bro, because
It shows
Take it
improvement.
all in. Take it all in. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like hell.
no, yeah.
But by the time you get to the end of the stage, you're gonna be like, dang, I made it.
And to think you have so much more to go, like it just and as you continue to do it, it makes you more excited and more excited and more excited and more excited, and it's just like, yes, like I want another Uber like that. Yes, please.
Yes. Every time I have conversations like that, I'm like, ooh, when's my next one?
Right.
Ooh, what do I have to go to
Right.
find another person who's gonna tell me about their life? Who can I help next? Who can I do this for next?
Yes,
Type of thing.
it was such a relieving feeling. And Desiree, I'm really glad you said that like it's that's how I know I'm finally becoming myself, because I've struggled with that for so long. And some days I still do struggle with that, with feeling like I do not know who I am. And being in that car with her and realizing that this is who I am. That is who I am. The girl in that car talking to her, the way I was talking to her is who I am. Like, that's who I am. And it's just an amazing feeling to finally like have, at least, maybe I don't know myself fully, but have at least a little bit of an idea. Like, I know where to start now. So that's amazing that happened to us. But yeah.
Well, on my end of that, how you saying it helped you to basically make you realize like who you are. For me, I've always known who I was, but I've always let other ideas enter my brain, or I've always let other people affect who I am, who I am. Like I let them basically change and mold me into whatever they want me to be, type of thing. And it's like
whatever they see you as.
Exactly. Like whatever they see me as, I just, okay, I agree to it. And then I'm just like, okay. Even though I know who I am, I always know who I am. And it's like, that's what I've been working on now, to not let other people's opinions or other people's thoughts sway me. Cause I'm the type of person to be like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I'll go this way. Oh, okay, I guess I'll go this way. And just basically roll with the punches. And it's like, you shouldn't roll with the punches. You should, what do you want? What do you want? Desiree, what do you want? That's what I have had to learn. And that's what I learned 2 weeks ago when I was literally sitting in my room crying. And I was just like, damn, like, I really don't choose any decisions for myself. Like, I really don't. And I've always felt that way. but like it really hit me, and I was really it's really like you have to sit back and say, what does Desiree want? What does Desiree want? What does Desiree truly want? What side do you want to choose? What side do you want to pick? Like, nobody should have an opinion on your life. It's your life. You get to write your story, and nobody else should write it for you. It doesn't matter who knows best. It doesn't matter who says they know best, who says they know this, who says they know. No, it's your life. And if you choose the path you want to choose, that's it. That's it. Go on the path you choose. And never let anybody sway you from it. Never.
And more importantly, don't let that little feeling, because there's always going to be that little voice in the back of your head. Always, that you're going to just want to shut up, and do exactly that. Shut up. Me and Desiree literally gave our negative talk a name. And every time our brain wants to talk negative, we tell her, hey, Emily, shut up. And that's exactly
hey, Tiffany, be quiet.
Literally, that's exactly what you need to do, because although it's going to be uncomfortable either way, the less negative thoughts you have, the easier the transition is going to be.
And that little voice in the back of your head gets very loud when you're about to reach your goal.
And that's the uncomfortable.
Very loud.
That's the uncomfortable. That's the doubt, ooh, am I doing this? Should I take that next step? And I'm here to tell you, yes, you should. You should take that next step. No matter how awkward it feels, no matter how awky and, oh my God, but this is new. And oh my God, but I'm scared. Take it. What's
and oh my God, I keep crying. Girl,
what's
year's roll?
What's the worst that's going to happen? What? You're going to learn from it? It's not going to work and you're going to learn from it? That's the worst that could happen. So take that step. Take that chance.
For one, I'm so happy you guys like got so much back from first just an Uber drive. Like that's pretty crazy, and that's pretty like a normal way to experience something so big. I was actually, when you guys were telling me about, like when you guys were saying it just now, I was like kind of tearing up, because it's like that's so good that you guys like had that like, okay, yes, I'm doing good. But I haven't had like, I really hope to have a kind of something like that, because I haven't even felt like I've been like growing either. Like I've just been staying at the same spot. It seems as if I'm not really like I'm not having those, like how you said that you like are thinking, and you're like staying in these thoughts, and you're like, oh, I sound crazy for this, and it's like, I know I have those thoughts, but I never give myself.
You're about to make me cry.
Like, it's like, I just want you to know that I literally, when you talk, I see me, and I see me only because it's like, not only do we have a lot of the same interests, but besides that, like apart from that, Brianna, I feel like there's just so much you need to learn about yourself. And if there's anything I can tell you, like if there's any advice I can give you from me, it's to just take your time. Like take your time, because you're literally 13, Brianna. You're 13, understanding what almost 18 and an almost 20-year-old girls go through, and that's huge. So if you just take a little bit of more time, in that discomfort feeling that you often run away from, be honest, you often run away from it, just take a little bit more time in there and just soak in everything about yourself. And I promise you, you're going to experience what we're experiencing times 100. It's going to be just as gratifying times 100, because
we've been where you are. We've been there multiple times. I was just there last week. Like, this is not, it's not something you think you're not growing, but you are. Just you saying that just shows how much growth you're willing to have, so much growth you do have, because it's not easy. And it's not easy to recognize that you don't feel like enough is happening.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Exactly. You put it in perfect terms. I feel like nothing's happening. Like I'm having these conversations, and I'm having these conversations with people, like the whole conversation I had with you, Hennessy, like the whole night. And it's just like, I have conversations like that with a lot of people, but after I don't want to say I feel nothing, but I feel nothing. Like, I don't feel,
Say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Please don't say that. Oh my God. No, Brianna.
Oh, don't cry. Oh my God. Why?
bro.
Brianna, please.
Bro, you're good, bro. You're
No,
literally
yeah.
so good. Like, don't even worry. Like, you're growing. And this is growth right now. This is growth right now. This is the uncomfortable feeling. This is the growth right now you're experiencing right now. Like, don't even worry. Don't even worry. Your time is literally gonna come. Don't rush it.
Don't rush it.
'Cause it hurts.
Please don't rush it. You don't need to. And I feel like the more you try to rush it, the worse you're gonna feel. Honestly, the more you try to rush it, the worse you're gonna feel. Take your time. Take your time. You have so much time. Take your time.
Enjoy what you love. Enjoy what
Yes.
you love.
And if you don't know what that is, because that was me.
I was just about to say it.
If you don't know what that is, it'll come. I promise you it'll come. I promise you it'll come. I can't tell you when. I wish I could. If I could tell you, Brianna, this day you're gonna learn this, I would. But if I could go, not if I could go back, but like if I could, redo it just a little bit more, I would stay calm, and just be patient. Be patient, because I feel like a lot of the things that I went through unnecessarily. Trying to rush myself, trying to learn.
Yeah.
No, relax.
Mhm.
Relax. It'll come. I promise it will.
And enjoy.
And it's really, I know in your head you're probably like, yeah, I get it, but like it's frustrating. It's frustrating not knowing what you want. It's frustrating not knowing what you truly love. When something goes wrong, what can I turn to? Because I don't know. I don't know what I can turn to, because I don't know what I love. When everybody else is doing their own thing, what do? I don't know, because I don't know what I love.
I've been told so many times, like, okay, I just wanted to say that I'm so happy that I have cousins like you to understand me, because when I was explaining it a couple of literally seconds ago, it's like I couldn't even understand like what I was saying, and it's like you guys were like, yeah, I understand, and yeah, I agree, and like I know what you're going through, so thank you guys so much for being that rock.
Thanks, babe.
Literally being that rock. I know, like, not that I don't like, I go to you guys obviously, but I know you guys have like, you guys know that I'm dealing with stuff, and you guys don't really want to like bother me, mom. And thank you guys so much for literally just understanding. It's been a while since I've like talked and like cried and like
Yes, that's what makes me so happy. I've been waiting for this moment.
Exactly. I know you guys have been waiting like for me to finally like tell you guys what's in my freaking crazy head, and it's even hard for me sometimes to understand like am I even thinking? Like my brain runs so fast that it's like, but is it even running at all? So so the fact that like I was able to talk to like tell you guys, and like you guys were able to understand and grasp it and like give me advice, thank you guys so much. I know
We love you, Bree.
I love you so much, bro.
My heart and
I
soul.
love you too.
My heart
Literally.
and my soul.
Oh, literally. You guys are my whole heart. Like,
No,
bro.
yeah.
Because where would I
always
be?
like,
Where would I be?
everybody's always like, oh yeah, because Jen loves her yup. Yup. You don't love your cousins? You're crazy. You're crazy. I'm sorry. But my cousins are not just my cousins, and my cousins are not just my cousins. That's the issue. That's the problem. My cousins are not just my cousins. And I will continue to show you guys off to the world the way I do, because
Yes, literally.
this relationship that we have is life, if that makes sense. Like, obviously it's not like, oh, like, but whenever I think, oh my God, everything is going bad, but then I'm like, nope, I have my cousins.
Yes.
It really
That's
doesn't
what I
matter.
mean by you
Like, it
guys are
really
my
doesn't
rock.
matter.
Like I don't even have to come and call you guys and be like, I need advice. Just to know that like even if I did want to ever talk, I know you guys are there, and I know you guys will listen to me and have conversations like this. Makes me so freaking happy.
Yeah.
Because like I don't like talking to people. Like I don't like talking to people about my feelings. Like it just never really comes out right. But the fact that I have you guys there to be like, yeah, if you need anything, like, please tell me. It really makes
Let me just say, I've been begging Brianna to speak
begging,
her heart.
begging.
Because I always go to Brianna. Like I literally, when it comes to Genesis and Brianna, if I have a feeling, I gotta go to both of them. I gotta go to her and I gotta go to her because they both have different opinions and their opinions both matter to me. So I'm always like, okay, you know, I always have to listen. They always have like, they always say some wise thing that makes me have a realization, and I'm like, They always say the right thing. So I'm always venting to her. It's like, vent to me, babe.
Right.
I'm here. Like literally, I'm here. I'm always gonna be here.
It's crazy that Brianna, you feel that way, that you can't express your feelings, because I think even more than me, and I've realized this with my conversation, because Desiree's always told me she has great conversations with you, but I feel like it's just now recently that me and you are getting like to that point where we have conversations like that. And that last conversation we had, I realized that, again, out of all three of us, you're the one that you don't only listen, but you take yourself and you put yourself in our position, like if you're the one going through it. Like if you're the one going through it. I've had people do that for me, of course, but never to the intensity that you do it, ever. And that is, not only is it a form of love, but it's just a level of understanding that nobody has ever been able to give me, ever until I met you. And Desiree, I love you, and you know I come to you, and I think you could say the same thing about me. You love me, you come to me. But the way Brianna takes in our problems and makes them her own, we don't even do that for each other.
I'm trying to say, that's what I literally been telling you that. It's so, bro, with
it
Brianna,
took me to experience it.
It's so different. With Brianna, it's so different. She really like, I understand you. I see you. Like, no matter what you're crying, she's crying with you. And not to say that we don't cry with each other, because if you cry,
We're all crying.
If you cry,
exactly. Yeah. But it's just different. And
bro, you have to listen to her to really be like, damn.
It's different, and it has to be acknowledged. And I will, you got that, really, like really, truthfully. And you're saying thank you to us, but thank you.
Thank you. Say,
forget naming this podcast Growth and Discomfort. No, it's thank you, Brianna, because without Brianna, this podcast probably wouldn't even be here. And that's just facts. And that's just facts. And take what I just said and make that as a preview and post it, because that's the truth.
You guys are kind of putting me on the spot here.
Yes, we are. This one is thank you, Brianna. I'm kidding. We're still gonna name it Growth and Discomfort. We've gotten to this point of the podcast. Everybody go comment. Thank you, Brianna.
Look, this is just a prime example of growth and discomfort.
Literally, it is
a prime example. Like, it hurts. It hurts so bad, and you're like, dang. And sometimes you don't feel like you're doing the right thing or if you're going the right way. And just be. You are good. You are so good.
Literally, Brianna gave a perfect example of everything we're trying to talk about. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a certain amount of people that don't get it or that don't understand, but those people that do understand, they're going to get exactly what we mean by she is a perfect example of it. Mm-hmm. Perfect. I bet now you feel so relieved.
Bro, I feel like I can like, yay! And you know, I was thinking that I like, going into the podcast, I was like, I mean, obviously I understand the topic of growth and discomfort, but like, I don't really have enough to talk about it. Like, obviously when I'm talking to you guys, I can bounce off of what you guys are saying, but never did I think that I was going to have a conversation like the one I did just now. I did not. I was not expecting that.
You know what's speaking from the heart.
You know what's so funny? You know what's so funny about all this? Because like in the beginning, before we even started our podcast, we were like, oh, let's not do this topic. Let's not do that topic. Oh wait,
now we don't care.
And now it's like, so what? Let's just do it. Because one thing that's like great about us is that we make each other speak. Like one person just has to say one thing, and from there we're like, okay, and we go on a rampage. Like, notice how every time we've all had something to say, like, and these two past podcasts and like this podcast, like, it's just, this is what we find hard to do with other people, that we just find comfort in just doing with each other.
Yeah. And it's crazy because we all add a different strength. All of us.
Yeah.
We all at a
We
different
all
strength,
have.
and it makes this huge force that I don't think anybody could really mess with. And I think they see that, so they don't try to mess with it. They don't.
I don't think you guys understand. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, when I be like my cousins, or like when we say like us, we mean us. Like, it's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. This is a different type of. This is a different type of thing.
This is like, if we were not cousins, I know I would find these two regardless. We're 13,
Yeah.
17, and 19, and I would have found these people regardless. These people are my best friends, and
It's the
I
age
know I
difference for
couldn't.
me.
No, really.
It's the age difference for me. But I know I couldn't live to my fullest potential without these two people right here. Which is why I think and I love you guys.
Love you so much. And
Oh,
I think we're coming to an end of
I
this
think so
podcast.
too.
And before we close it out, before I say the question, if you guys want to say anything after me, obviously say it. But I just wanted to say that we are us, and this us that we describe is something so special that we had to bring it out to the world. And I think along with my two cousins, we are open to open this us to everybody else.
Yes.
Because everybody should feel the same type of intensity, the same type of love, the same type of care I feel for my cousins, and I get in return from my cousins.
Yes.
This is what this podcast is for. Like, this is what we made it for. And I hope that from every word we're speaking, you guys feel it too.
Yes, perfect way to say it. Yes, and an amazing way to end it.
Yes. With that being said, our question of the day is: separate yourself from the world for just a second and ask yourself, who am I truly? There's power in being alone.
And once again, I'm Desiree.
I'm Genesis.
And I'm Brianna.
And you're listening to Outfacing Us, the podcast.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.